Officer Duraki, Banya Howard, Banya Shala.
Duraki, Banya Howard, Banya Shala.
Yahweh Bashin Yashab Rakatham.
Yahweh Bashin Yashab Rakatham. When Yahweh is turning face to east, we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abinau,
Abinau,
Shabbat Shemai,
Shabbat Shemai,
Kadah,
Kadah,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shukah, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alakukah,
Alakukah,
Taba'ah,
Taba'ah,
Batazah,
Batazah,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Baratazah,
Baratazah,
Tawah, Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashamai,
Bashamai,
Nathanael,
Nathanael,
Call,
Yawam,
Yawam, Masalakumah,
Kawakumah,
Kasalakumah,
Kasalakumah,
Kawawakiyanau,
Kawawakiyanau,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Damayanau,
Damayanau,
Balasawa,
Babal,
Awashinau,
Awashinau,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Rod,
Rod,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Bakar,
Bakar,
Amalakwa,
Amalakwa, the Lord's Prayer in the east. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us of our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. For that is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
The power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahusha,
The power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you so big.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayyan,
Ayyan,
Ahoi,
Ahoi,
Ayyan,
Shamal.
Hana.
Hana.
La'a.
La'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamam.
Shawamam.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahau.
Yahau.
Shamar.
Shamar.
Yahau.
Yahau.
Tazar.
Tazar.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yam-Yam.
Yam-Yam.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hasamad.
Hasamad.
La'ayakaka.
La'ayakaka.
Wayara.
Wayara.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahau.
Yahau.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Makarad.
Makarad.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Akapas.
Abnapasta.
Yahau.
Yahau.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Kazataka.
Kazataka.
Waba'aka.
Waba'aka.
Ma'aika.
Ma'aika.
Ma'ai awallah.
I will Psalm chapter 121. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from your house. Your house made heaven and earth. When I suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha out. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. How is thy keeper? How is thy shade upon thy right hand? The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. How shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. How shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. This time forth. Evil forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Allahayim.
Allahayim.
Al-Damayim Lakah. Al-Dakarash. Wa al-Dashakwat. Kayahana. Yahamayawam. Wamashanayaka. Nasha'aw. Wa'as. Amaka. Ya'aywa
Sawar.
Wayatayim Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Al-Tazapoli.
Amor.
Amor. Lakau.
Wanakayayu.
Magoya. Wala'ah. Yashakar. Sham Yasha'ala.
Awa.
Kaya. Lawa Tazawar. La. Yakau. Yakau. Waya. Yakawathwa. Alahaya. Adawam. Wayashima Ali. Mawa Abba. Wahagoy. Kabal. Wamawan. Wamalat. Malasha. Anyashab. Tazawar. Kamashawar. Nalawa. Aiman. Hayawa. Zabarai. Labayan. Salah. Ashalahan. Kayabi. Kasaya Sora. Kayabi. Manakal. Wayashwa. Nashamawa. Ba'ayan. Da'ara. Hayawa. Daman. Adama. Shayatama. Nariyamu. Ka'ara. Wakaza'aba. Wakazabah. Kawashinakawa. Ashur. Amau. Nayarasha. Nalawa. Na'awa. Alahaya. Shayatama. Kagogala. Kakwat. Lapayin Raka. Ka'ad. Shaba'ira. Ya'ira. Wakalahawa. Talahat. Hayam. Khan. Daradaba. Masa'ira. Wasabaka. Dabahol. Mala'ah. Wayaham. Kualawan. Wayabakwashwa. Shabka. Yahau. Yabaswa. Wayabahoya. Ayai. Wayakapawa. Wayadabawa. Wayadaira. Kaya. Ata. Shaka. Yahau. Labaka. Ayawam. Akaha. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O power. Keep not thy silence, O power.
And hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O power.
Be not still, O power.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have consulted against our hidden
and
ones.
consulted against our hidden ones.
They have said, Come,
Come,
let us come to off from being a nation.
let us come to offer in the nation.
That the name of Yahshua
That the name of Yahshua
may be no more remembered.
that there is no more remembrance.
For they are consulted together with one consent.
That consult together with one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee,
are confederate against thee,
the tabernacles of
the
Edom,
tabernacles of
and
Edom,
the Ishmaelites
Israelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Ammon,
Ammon,
Amalek,
Amalek,
Philistines,
Philistines,
and the inhabitants of
and
Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur is also joined with them.
Sure, is also joined
They
with
are
them.
open in the children of Lot.
They're holding the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
who unto them as unto the Midianites,
unto them was to the Midianites,
as the Sisera,
as the Sisera,
as the Jabin,
as the Ben,
at the brook of
at the
Kasam,
brook of Solomon,
which perished at Endor,
which perished at
and
Endor,
became as dung for the earth.
which gave its dung for the earth.
Make the nobles like a ring,
Make the nobles like a red,
and like St.
and like an ale.
Yea,
Yea,
all the princes as a bot,
and all the princes above,
and as the
as
Muna,
the moon,
who say,
who say,
let us take ourselves the house of God in possession.
let us take ourselves the house of God in possession.
Oh, my power,
Oh, my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
and stubble before the wind,
and the snow before the
as
wind,
the fire burning for wood,
and the fire burn the wood,
as the flames set the mountains on fire.
as the flames set the mountains on
So
fire.
persecute them with thy temples,
Persecute them without
and
temper.
make them afraid with thy scorn.
Make them afraid with thy
Fill
sword.
their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
that they
shame,
may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
Oh, Yahweh,
Oh, Yahweh,
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and perish,
let them be put to shame and fear,
that men may know
that men may know
thou whose name alone is Yahweh,
that thou name alone is Yahweh,
thou the most high over all the
the
earth.
most high of all the earth. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Why Yahweh Shah,
Why Yahweh Shah,
Why
Why
Elohim,
Why Elohim,
Zab,
Why Zab,
Allah,
Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Allah,
Allah,
Sarai,
that's right.
Kazazoi,
Yahweh,
Koyayoy,
Koyayoy,
Agwati,
Agwati,
Yahweh, Bashir,
Bashir,
Yahusha,
Yahusha,
Balaman,
bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh,
and Yahweh,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angel,
and the angel,
commander to Yahweh,
commander to Yahweh,
general,
General,
captain,
Captain,
officer,
Officer,
troop,
Troop,
and the sister,
and the sister,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh, Shah.
and Yahweh Shah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so big.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh, Shah.
in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us, God.
Right now,
Right now.
sin, evils, and curses,
Sin, evils, and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction.
to the
To
heathen
the heathen,
that speak up against us,
speak up against us,
thy prophets and thy teachers,
thy prophets and thy
the
teachers,
princes and the
the
priests,
princes and the priests,
Israelite brothers in the school,
Israelite brothers in the school,
sin, evils, and curses,
sin, evils, and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction.
to the heathen.
To the heathen,
It says, loot the treasure of the rich of
and
Israel.
shake the treasure of the rich of Israel.
They refuse to give to the school.
They refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches into thy sanctuary.
Force their riches to thy sanctuary.
Sin, evils, and curses,
Sin, evils, and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction.
to the Edomites,
To the Edomites.
they nations and they drug
In their nations and their drug
they court system,
Court system.
prison system,
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood.
all governments of our enemies,
All governments of our enemies.
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic
the
Church,
Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan
Aryan
Nation,
Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
posse
posse
comitatus,
comitatus,
gay movement,
gay movement,
lesbian
lesbian
movement,
movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of
workers of
witchcraft,
witchcraft,
NASA space
NASA
program,
space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marine,
Marine,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet,
Open up the internet,
and the airwaves,
and the airwaves,
the cable access channel,
and the access channel,
and the radio
and
channel.
the radio channel.
With the spirit of any of thy people,
With the spirit of any of thy people
that seek to stop
that
us,
seek to stop
and
us,
bring swift destruction,
grace with destruction,
to all the heathen
to all the
that
heathen
stand in the way,
that stand in the way,
try to stop us,
try to stop us,
broadcasting your word
broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
They lose all the plagues.
They lose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and from.
Cause them to go to and from.
The earth will consume
The
them.
earth consumed
And
them,
the plagues in the house of the thief and the
and
murderer.
the plague in the house of the thief and the murderer.
Now Yahweh
Say Yahweh Shah.
Mike, and Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Come down with the flash
Come
sword.
down with the flash sword.
Stop punish all the heathen.
And punish all the
They
heathen.
come up against us.
Come up against
And
us.
we speak thy
And
word.
we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all
Cause to be known by
that
all
it is the angels that are Shah.
Thank you, Abba Shah.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
So, it's turn. It's shopping. It's a have a seat. All right, y'all. Let's get a Lord a hand, man. Get most out of hand. We back at another high holy day. So we've cleared. We've cleared 7 Sabbaths since the last high holy day. All right, since the beginning of the feast of first fruits, we have cleared 7 Sabbaths. All right, so it's 50 days, 49 days. All right, 50 days. So we here at the closing of the feast of unleavened bread. I mean, it's like the feast of first fruits. And the Lord said, you know, that we shall keep his high holy days. You know, this is also one of the oppressors. You know, we live in the United States, we do. So this is one of our oppressors' holidays today. But instead of celebrating our oppressors' holiday, these brothers and sisters in the UPK, we follow what the Lord say do. All right? We follow and serve and celebrate the Lord's high holy days instead of celebrating our oppressors' holidays. All right? And that's what we're doing today. All right? We celebrating and keeping the traditions of our forefathers. We are celebrating and keeping the commandments of God. All right? For you brothers and sisters out there who might not know what today is, you know, what it's about, but it's one of the high holy days that are found in the Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. All right? And this is what we keep, you know, every single year. It's a rotation, you know, from the spring to the fall. The Lord has his high holy days that he told the children of Israel to keep. All right? And that's what we do. All right? It's not a hard thing to keep the Lord's high holy days. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not troublesome to keep it. And it is mandatory. It's not, you don't have a choice to keep the Lord's high holy days. Because some people think that they have a choice to keep it. But the Lord never said you can keep it if you want to. He said that tell the children of Israel, these are my feast days, which they shall keep throughout their generations. That's what the Lord said. So it wasn't no wiggle room inside of it. It was all, you know, this is what you're going to do. If you don't do it, then you are sinning. All right? It's just plain and simple. All right? And the Lord is quite, you know, blunt about, you know what I'm saying, doing what he say do or not doing what he say do. All right? But we've been keeping these, you know, you come into the truth, you start to learn these high holy days. Well, you know, it becomes easier and easier to do it because you want to do it. You know, one of the things that the Lord told us, the scripture would say, he was saying, keep my commandments with glee. I think he said with glee. You know what I'm talking about? I think that's what he said. Grievous, yeah. I think that's what he said. Find that from. Yeah, so you always want to do that, man. You always want to make sure that you're keeping the Lord's commandments. Right? That's how you prolong your life. That's how we get out of the conditions we're in. By simply keeping the commandments of God.
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, And his commandments are not grievous.
And they're not grievous. It's not grievous. I mean, it's not, you know, you don't look at it as being, you know, dang, man, I got to keep the feast day. Man, I got to do the Sabbath day. I got to keep Sabbath day. Well, man, I got to, you know, I got to love my brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to love my brother today. You know, when you keep the Lord's commandments, you're keeping all of the Lord's commandments. All right? It's not, you know, you can't pick and choose like a Christian church. Try to pick and choose, you know, the commandments that they want to follow, and if they don't feel like they're right, especially like women pastors. I'm gonna give you a good example, like women pastors, right? Women pastors they claim that they read the Bible, except when Paul tells them to keep silent in the church. You know what I'm saying? That scripture right there don't count.
Right.
He wasn't talking to them. I done literally heard a woman pastor tell me that, you know, that don't mean what it say. That women need to keep silent in the church. That ain't really what he talking about. Or that a woman is supposed to go to her husband, you know, if she have any questions. That ain't what it's talking about. You know, they'll make all kind of excuses and, you know, try to figure out a way to wiggle out of keeping the commandments of God. You know, but the commandments of God are what they are, and, you know, you either keep them or you don't. And there's no wiggle room to play with it at all. You must keep the commandments, all right? And it goes with his high holy days also. You keep the Lord's high holy days. Let the brother in. You keep the Lord's high holy days also. All right? And there's no wiggle room, you know, no, I don't feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. It's just keep the commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard to do. And don't make it grievous to do it. Search the way.
A lot.
Tell me I got something.
A lot. Yeah. Go back outside.
So this is what we're doing, man. You know, we're gonna and if I can speak on a little something about the first fruits, right? If I can put it in a nutshell of what it's all about. The first fruits is all about giving your best to the Lord. All right? That's what the first fruits is about. All right, so it's about giving your first fruits to the Lord. Your best. Giving your best over to the Most High. That's what it's about. And if you're not doing that, then, you know, that's something that you need to think about on a daily basis. Am I doing the most? Am I doing, you know, what I can do to serve the Most High? Could I be doing more to serve the Most High? That's what the first fruits is about. All right? That's what we have to think about. You know, am I giving my best to the Most High? Because that's what, you know, when you think about the first fruits, that's what he required for the priest, you know, for the children of Israel to do. All of the first fruits of the things that they have grown and sown, well, you need to give them to the Most High. And don't wait to give him your second or your third or your fourth. Give him your best things that you have. If you're going to give him sheep, you're going to give him the best sheep. You're going to give him goats, you're going to give him your best goats. You know, that's what you give to the Most High God. And that's why we have to make sure that we put our best foot forward when it comes to serving the Lord. All right? It's so important for us to do this, man. And it's spiritual why we have to do it. All right? We're going to go to the Hebrew. We're going to read in the Hebrew, Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. This is where you find the Lord's High Holy Days. This is where you find the Lord's High Holy Days. And this is where you find all of the feast days that we should follow. All All right, we're going to read it in the Hebrew, which is our original language, and we also want to read it in the English, which is our oppressor's language. That's what God which is our oppressor's language. All right? We're going to start off with Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verse 1.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1, in the Hebrew. We have the bar. Yahweh, all, Mashah, La'amar, verse 2. The bar, all, Bayam, Manya, Wa, Mashah, all.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right.
Wa'amar, Ka, Alaham, Mawa'ai, Yahweh, Bashar, Bakwa, Wa'a, Bakwa, Wa'awa, Athon, Makar, Arya, Kodash, Alaha, Ham, Mawa, Aida, verse 3. Shoshah, Yamayam, the Ashna, the Ashha, Mala'ah, Malakah, Malakah, Waba, Ya, Ha, Shabbat, Ya'ah, Shabbat, Makar, Kodash, Kal, Malala, La'ah, Ta'ashah, Shabbat, Ha, Wa'ah, La, Yaha, Wa, Bakal, Mawashab, Kaya, Come, verse 4. Alaha, Mawa'ai, Yahweh, Makar, Aya, Kodash, Ashar, Bakura, Athon, Mawa'ai, Mawa'ai, verse 5. Makadash, Hawa'ah, Shah, 1. Ba'ar, Ba'arai, Ba'arabai, Ashar, Lakadash, Bayam, Ar, Bayam, Hasak, La Yahweh, verse 6. Rabakam, Sha'ah, Ashar, Yawam, Ashar, Yawam, Lakadash, Hazah,
And can y'all feel the arrow?
Hazahah,
Right. Yeah, point towards it.
called
I got you.
Ha, Hamatazah, Wa, La, Yahweh, Shabbat, Yum, Matazah, Wa, Matazah, Wa, Ta'ah, was like Ta'akal, Wa, or 7. By Yawam, Hara, Ash, Ya, Ma, Kora'ah, Kodash, Yahweh,
Wait, what's up?
Lakal, Kal, Mala'akaf, Abadah, La'ah, Ta'asha, Wa. That's what I'm saying.
No, we didn't.
This is the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verse 1, in the English. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation. And even these are my feasts.
So now, this is like I was just saying earlier, that the Lord spoke to the children of Israel through Moses, right? Telling him that these are my feast days. All right? And these are the holy convocations. Holy convocations are set apart gatherings. These are gatherings that are outside of your regular gatherings that you have. All right? These are holy. He said, these are my feasts. All right, keep reading.
Okay, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is a Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
All right, so that's the very first feast, right? The very first holy convocation of the Lord is the Sabbath day. All right, that is going on. The Lord has a holy convocation every single week. All right, one of his holy convocations. The Lord's feast days, they are Sabbaths. All right, they are Sabbaths. That's what the same requirements and things that you do inside of the Lord's feast days were the same thing that you would do in the Sabbath. All right, these are Sabbath days. All right, keep reading.
Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
All right, so the 14th day, 2 weeks after the first day of the month, that will be the Lord's Passover. So if you want to know what's the first of the year, well, it's 2 weeks before the Lord's Passover. All right, that's how, if you just want to count it up, what was the first day of the year this year? Well, just count 2 weeks from the Passover. That was the very first day of the year for us. All right, that's the Lord's year. That's how his year starts. All right, keep it.
Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
All right, so now it's saying that on the 15th day, which is the very next day after the Passover, is another holy convocation. All right, this is the day that the Lord calls the Feast of Unleavened Bread. 7 days you have to eat unleavened bread. All right, this was to signify when we was coming out of Egypt. We had to leave with haste, and the Lord told us to make unleavened bread. We didn't have time to beat the bread and all of this stuff to, you know, put leaven, get leaven in it and everything. We just had to make bread real quick. So they didn't have time for the yeast to rise and all this old stuff like that. They just had to make some quick bread for them and eat real fast and get the hell on down. All right? Keep reading.
Verse 7. And the first day ye should have an holy convocation. You should do no servile work therein.
All right, so it was says that 7 days you should eat unleavened bread. The very first day is a holy convocation. That's a day that you gather together on that day. All right? And you should eat you should do no servile work there, and you cannot work for someone or have someone work for you on that first day. All right? Second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, you can work. All right? Or have somebody work for you. But on that very first day, that's the day of rest. All right? Keep reading in Hebrew.
Leviticus 23rd chapter, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Wahakar Bathon Ashah La Yahweh Shabbat Yum Yum Bayam Bayam Bayawam Hashab Ya'ai Makar Kodash Kal Mala'ah Kaf Mala'ah Abadaha La'ah Ba'aishwa. Verse 9. Wayai Debar Yahweh La'ah Mashah La'amar. Verse 10. Debar Al Banya Yashar Yasha'ala Yasha'ala Wa'amar Wa'amar Ra Wa'amara Allah Ham Kaya Taba'a Wa Al Ha'aratazah Ashar Ayah Nathan Lakam Wa Quatazar Thun Wa Quatazar Thun Quatazar Quatazar Yara Ha it's like Wahab Athab Aymar Rasha Yam Yaka Quatazar Yara Hum Quatazar Yar Hum All Akaya Verse 11. Waha na ya Waha na yam Maya. Amar. Lapanya. Lapanya. Yahweh. La Tazar Kum. La Ratazan Kum. Makrata. Mamakra. Ha Shabbat. Ya Yanaya. Yana Hanwa. Hakahan, verse 12. Wa'ash Yatham. Baya Wong. Anaya Kakam. Ha'amar. Kabash. Mayam. Bana. It's like bun. Wanaf. Shanaf. La'ala. Ha. How. Verse 13. Wamana. Kum. Wa. Amakakwa. Shanya. Ashar. The one. Salah. Bala wa. Laha. Ba Shamna. Bashaman. Bashaman. Basha. La Yahweh. Rayak. Na Yak Ha. Wayang Wa Naya Kaka. Wanasa Ha. Yayang. Rabba Ya Ice. Ha Hayam. Verse 14. Walakam. Wakalya. Makar Mala. Waka Ramal. La'a. Ta'aka. Ta'af. Lawa. I. Atazar. Haya Yam. Azaha. I. Abai. Ya'a. Kub. Karabian. Alaha Yakom. Pakah. Pakwa. Yalom. Ladar. Thung. Adarach Yakum. Cause. Mashabah Yakah. Mashabah Yakum. Verse 15.
Hey, you stop it quick. Go back and read it.
Book of Leviticus, 23rd chapter, verse 8 in the Hebrew. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day is a holy convocation. Ye should do no servile work therein.
Just like the first day is a convocation, well, the 7th day is a holy convocation also. So you would gather on the first day, and you also gather on the last day, which is the 7th day. Right? Keep it.
Verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
All right, so now it's talking about the first fruits. This is the high holy day that we in right now. It says that when you get into this land that I'm gonna give you, right, and you start to plant your food and do things, that when you get to make your goats and sheep and things of that nature, all kind of things is gonna get you increase, right? Well, I need the first of that increase. Right? I need your first fruits. Right? I need your best. I don't need, don't be sending me a he goat with one leg. You know what I'm saying? Or
a cripple goat.
Right. Don't be sending me no cripple sheep. You know what I'm saying? A sheep with
Down syndrome.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he wants you to send him your best. And that's what the Lord wants from us. The Lord always wants our best, y'all. That's what I was saying. If I can put it in, what this high holy day is about, and in one phrase, it would be the Lord wants our best. All right? He don't want, a second fiddle you. He wants you to give your all, your best that you can give the Lord. All right? And this, like I said, this is a good time to reflect on, have I been giving the Lord my best? Or could I improve what I've been doing? Have I been giving the Lord my best? Have I, is it something I can, do better? That's something that we all have to work on. All right? Because you always want to give the Lord your best. You go, just think about it like this, man. I always use this for an example, right? How we treat the white man and how we treat the Lord. All right? Do, the same energy that you have to give to our oppressor? Well, do you have that same energy to give to the Most High? That's something that we always got to think about. And I always bring up this example also, man. It's a movie. I wish y'all could go watch this movie, man. I love this movie so much, man. It's a movie called Night John. All right, go look it up.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody to watch this movie, man. Movie called Night. It's one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies, man. And it's because there's one part in this movie that really makes this movie so special to me. It's because he was a slave, right? And he would go out and work 18 hours in the field for master, for the oppressor. And then he would come back and plant his own field. He had his own little bitty garden where he would be taking seeds, during the day for master and make his own garden. And the old dude walked over there to him and said, man, why you be stealing from master? You know what I'm saying? Why, if master them see you got this guard over here, they gonna, beat us out. And he told him, man, he said, man, you know what? If I can give him 18 hours a day, sure, I can give myself more. And he's building up his kingdom, and at the detriment of building his own kingdom. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? That's how we have to do when it comes to the Most High. We have to have that same energy that, we give our best to our oppressors. We wake up on time. We go to work on time. We wake up early. We could be out all night kicking it. And guess what? We're gonna make it work. We're making it to work. No matter what the hell we done been through, we making it to work. Ain't gonna clock in on time, you know. And if we ain't on time, well, guess what? We gonna call in and make sure that he know that, you know, I'm sick. You gonna think of some kind of way to appease him. Well, do you have that same energy for the Most High? Do you have that same energy to, you know, build up the kingdom of God? Are you, you know, you go out and kick it all night? Well, guess what? Tomorrow, Sabbath day. Are you in Sabbath service? For the holy convocation where the Lord said we should keep it all our generations. Are you there? You dig what I'm saying? We have to keep that same energy that we have to appease the oppressor. Well, we got to keep that same energy to appease the Most High. As a matter of fact, we need to have more energy to appease the Most High than we have to appease the oppressor. So that's what it means about, are you giving your first fruits? Are you giving your best to the Most High? That's all he requires from us. And that's something we all have to think about. Could we do more? Or are we just being lazy, or are we neglecting, you know, our power by serving another power? Keep reading.
So, verse 11. And he shall wave.
Sit down. Brother had something he wanted to say.
No. You already put it up.
Okay.
Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord and be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Verse 12. And he shall offer that day when ye wave the sheep and the lamb without blemish.
A he lamb.
It's like a he lamb without blemish.
A boy lamb.
Of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. Verse 13. And the meat offering, therefore, shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savior. And a drink offering, therefore, shall be of wine, the fourth part of the hin.
Y'all ever heard a fake Israelite say we can't drink? Y'all done heard that before, huh? Man, y'all not supposed to be drinking, you know. Y'all be out in the classes drinking, in the services drinking, all in the high holy day drinking. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord has clearly ordained us to drink. Telling us to drink. That we should drink, you know, for an offering. That we actually have an offering. I mean, he ain't telling us to drink it, but we have an offering that we have to make, a drink offering that we have, you know, that we have to make to the Lord. All right? Like if you have to go for the Passover, right? You have to drink, you know, the grapes, the grape juice, you know, or wine for the Passover. You know, that's just part of the procession that we have to do it. All right? There's nothing wrong with drinking. There is something wrong with being a drunk, though. That's where you sin that. The drinking, the Lord allows us to drink. Keep reading.
Okay, verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations.
All right, so these things that we do, you know, this is a statute for us to keep throughout our generations. These high holy days that we keep, they are supposed to be here throughout our generations. All right, so we are supposed to make sure that we're doing it throughout our generations. All right, that means forever. As long as we're on earth, we got to be keeping these high holy days. All right, as long as we're on earth, as we living, we have to keep these high holy days. All right, how much? Officer Kayala, state the rest.
Kayala, Banya Howard, Banya Shah.
Kayala, Banya Howard, Banya Shah.
Y'all about Shim Y'all Shah Brakathum.
How about Shim Al Shabakata?
Banya Shah.
Another sister here. Grab her up. Are they back? Is that the wall? Check on the sister. Okay, so we're going to read verse, what's that, 14? Sorry, 15. In Hebrew.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 15 in Hebrew. Wasa Parathum Lakum Mamakarath Hashabath Mayum Slakia Mayawum Haba Ya'akam Af Aymar Hathan Wapa Shabbat Waf Thum Yamah Faha Ya Haya Yana. Verse 16. I Mama Karath Hashabath Hashab Ya'if Thasa Thasa Parwa. That's a Parwa. Kamashim Yawum Ha Saki Waha Bathum Manaka Kadasha La Yahweh. Verse 17. Mama wash Shabbat. Mama wash Shabbat Yakum. Saba Yahweh Lakum. Van Wapa. Shaf Yum. Shanya. Aisharan. Aisha Ranyim. Aishar Yanyim. Aishar. No, verse 17. Aishar Nayim. Salaf. Bahai. Ya. The higher Yana Kamatazah Payana, Baquarian, Layaho, verse 18. Wahaquar, Rabathum, Al, Halakum, Shabbai, Kabashim, Thumyama, Banya, Shana, Wapar, Ban, Bakwar, Akkad, Wa'ayalum, Shanyum, Yahaya, Wa, Ayla, Layaho, Waman, Wamanak, Thum, Wanas, Wamanak, Waman Thum, Wanasak, Yahum, Asha, Rayam, Asaki, Rayak, Nayakaka, Layahu, verse 19. Wa'aish Yathum, Sha'ayar, Izayum, Akkad, Laka Ta'af, Washanya, Kabashim, Banya, Shana, Lazabak, Shalomyim, verse 20. Wahan Yapar, it's like it. Wahan Yap, Hakahan, Athum, Al, Lathum, Habak Haryam, Ana Wapa, Lapanya, Yahweh, Al, Shanya, Kabashim, Kodash, Yahad, Yawah, Layahu, Lakahan, verse 21. Wakwar, Athum, Ba'ai Tazum, Hayawam, Hazaha, Hakwa Ra'ak, Wadash, Yahayaha, Lakum, Kol, Mala Akum, Mala Akak, Ibada, La'ak, Ba'aishwa, Kukwaf, Iwalum, Bakal, Mawa Shabbat Yakum, Ladar Raf Yakum. Verse 22. Waba Korataza Waba Quatazar Kum. Quatazayar. Ara. Aratazakum. La'a. Balak. Slaki. Fakal. Slaki. Fakala. Pa'af. Shadak. Baquatazar. Tazarak. Baquatazarak. Walakat. Walaquat. Quataza. Quataza. Quataza Yarak. La'a. Falaquat. La'ayan. Slaki. La'ay. La'ayna. La'ayna ya. La'aynya. Walagor. Tha'izah. Athum. Anya. Yahweh. Allah. Allah. Hayakam. Verse 23. Verse 23. Wayadabar. Yahweh. All. Mashah. Lamar. Verse 24. Dabar. Oh, it's like La Amar. Verse 24. Verse 24. Dabar. All. Banya. Yasha'Allah. La Amar. Bakadash. Habash. It's like Hishab. Ya'ayah. Ba'akad. Lakadash. Yahayaha. Lakum. Shabbath one. Zakar. Zakar one. Thara wa'ai. Makwa ra'ah. Wadash. Verse 25. Call. Mala akam. Saki. Mala akaf. Ibadah. La'ah. Ba'aishwood. Waha kwar. Waha kwar b'thum. Ashad. La Yahweh. Verse 26. Wayadabar. Yahweh. All. Mashah. La Amar. Verse 27. Ak. Ba'aishwar. Lakadash. Hashab. Ya'ayah. Hazaha. Yawam. Hakaparyum. Hawa'ah. Makwara'ah. Wadash. Yahayaha. Lakum. Wa'ain yathum. Af. Napash. Fayakum. Waha Quara. Waha Quar Bathum. Ashad. La Yahweh. Verse 28. Wakal. Mala Akah. La'ah. Fa'aishwa. Ba'aitazim. Hayawam. Hazaha. Kaya. Yawam. Kaparyum. Hawa'ah. La Kapar. Al Yakum. Lapanya. Yahweh. Allah Hayakum. Verse 28. That's one. It's Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 15 in the English. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be completed.
All right, so now today is those 7 Sabbaths being completed. All right, we have from the time of the very first, when the sheaf was waved on the day after the Feast of Unleavened Bread, that was the beginning of the Feast of First Fruits. From that day, you would count 7 Sabbaths. So we done counted 7 Sabbaths all the way to today. All right, so today is the 50th day after the 7-7. It's the day after the 7-7. So this is the end of the Feast of First Fruits. All right, today.
Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
All right, so there will be a day that we will offer a meat offering unto the Lord. All right, I cooked some steaks today, so that was a good meat offering unto the Lord. Molly's them in a few minutes. Eat some steaks. And the sisters, they done got that. Get the sisters a hand. They cooking, getting down. I've been hearing them on the phone, and they chatting and cooking and all this all day. All right, so they done did their thing, man. You know, as for meat offering unto the Lord. All right, let's keep it.
Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenths deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baking with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Lord.
All right, so that's another. Okay, so you see what the Most High required them to bring fine flour. All right, not just no any kind of flour. When you're making these loaves, you want the best flour. All right, so that, you know, everything that He's requiring us to do, you know, the meat offering got to be the best meat. The you know, the drink offering got to be the best of the wine. You know, not just no, you know, Wild Hours Road. You know what I'm saying? We want the best wine. You know what I'm saying? And what's that wine y'all be drinking all the time? He don't want that. What's that wine y'all be? Yeah. He don't want no box wine. Don't get him no box wine. The Lord don't want that box wine. The Lord requires good wine. Right? Good, you know, wine from the grape. All right? But no, I'm just kidding. The Lord, but yeah, He wants the best of everything. You know, whatever it is that we give it to the Most High, He wants your best. All right? Always remember that. That's the theme of the first fruits. All right? Is giving the Lord your best. All right? Keep it.
Verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year.
You want your best lamb.
And 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Lord, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord. Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings.
So it's just a lot of different offerings. The Lord already required a lot of different offerings, you know, for the things that we do.
Verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord. With the 2 lambs they shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. Verse 21. And ye shall proclaim on the self same day, that it may be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
All right, so the Lord still requires a holy convocation when we are for all of these offerings that He gives us. You know, we still He required for us to keep a holy convocation. All right, keep it.
It shall be a statute forever in all of your dwellings throughout your generations. Verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God.
All right, so while you're giving the Lord your best, He still wants you to be brotherly to your brother. All right? He still wants you to be brotherly, you know, and not be a greedy bastard when you're giving, you know, the Lord, you know, the corner. He wants you to get the corners of, you know, where you of your garden or whatever it is that you're reaping, you know, from the gathering, or so like from your harvest. We want you to give that to the poor. All right, just leave some for the poor to come get, and just not be a greedy bastard and take everything. All right, keep reading.
Verse 34, that's like it. Verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation.
Okay, so now, all right, so all of the Lord's high holy days, for brothers and sisters who don't know, all of the Lord's high holy days are from the spring to the fall. All right, that's all of his high holy days. They don't go exceed that. They don't go into the winter. All right, they're all in the spring and the fall. All right, they start off in the spring, they end in the fall. All right. So once we start to get off into the 7th month, we started to get off into the blowing of the trumpets. Well, that is when you start with the fall. All right, so you would have through the spring you would have. Matter of fact, we don't even have none in the summer. We'll have them in the spring, and then in the fall, and we skip the summer and the winter. All right, because you have a whole break between the Feast of First Fruits, the close of the Feast of First Fruits, all the way until the blowing of the trumpets. Because the blowing of the trumpets, when it started? In September? In September, yeah. So it's a whole break. So we skip summer. You know, it's a break between those high holy days. So we skip the whole summer. All right, keep reading.
Verse 25. You shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 27, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
So in the 7th month, there's a lot going on in the 7th month. All right. So like I said, you would make a big break. You would skip, and you would go down to the day. I mean the blowing of the trumpets, right? Then you will have the Day of Atonement also in the 7th month. All right, it's the 10th day of the 7th month. All right, and then keep reading.
It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
All right, so afflicting our souls is us not eating, us depriving ourselves of the very thing that keeps us alive, food and water. All right, we have to deprive ourselves of that, and you can't be no coward during the Day of Atonement. All right, you don't be trying to cheat. Don't be trying to, take a shower and drink the shower water. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to, just let it be a day that you sacrifice your wants and your needs to the Most High. All right, I'm willing to do this, and damn near willing to die for some of y'all. Some of y'all think y'all gonna die that day, but you got to be willing to sacrifice something for the Lord. Sacrifice yourself and your needs and your wants for the Most High. All right, keep reading.
Verse 28. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
All right, so that day you will atone, ask the Lord to atone for your sins that you have done. All right, and that's something that, of course, Christ is the ultimate atonement for us. All right, but you still want to make an atonement for the Lord. You want to sacrifice just because you've been sinning all damn year. You done did some sins all throughout the year. Well, you want to ask for forgiveness for those sins that you've done. All right, keep reading.
It's Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 29 in the Hebrew.
Reading
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 29 in the English. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from amongst his people. Verse 30.
All right, so when the Lord says you shall be cut off from amongst your people, the Lord is talking about that you're going to be no different than people who are not in the covenant. All right, you are literally being cut off from amongst your people. Literally means that you are cutting off your protection from the Lord. All right, that's what it literally means. You are losing your protection. You are on your own. You out here just like the heathen, because the heathen don't have protection of the Most High. His people do. So when you leave, leave the truth, or you leave, or don't keep his high holy days, well, you're leaving the protection of the Most High. And Lord be with you when you do that. All right, keep it.
Verse 31. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
All right, so he said you should celebrate this Sabbath. So it's not a day of gloom, like some people was, trying to act like, you know what I'm saying, this is the worst day ever. The Lord says celebrate that day from evening to evening. You should be happy the whole damn day. You shouldn't be wandering around making Facebook posts talking about you hungry. You know what I'm saying? How hungry you is, and you can't wait till this is over with, so I can go to Old Charlie. You do what I'm saying? You making all these Facebook posts because you just can't bear, sacrificing a day for the Lord. You did, and that's really what you're doing. All right, the Lord said that you should celebrate from evening to evening. All right, 24 hours. Keep reading.
Verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, that last hour though do be heavy. That last hour, man. I remember when I first started doing it. That last hour, I was like, boy, I'm looking at the clock. It's like the clock just ticking slow. I'm counting every little second, man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. I get it. I've been there. But once you start doing it after a while, it becomes, you ain't even thinking about it. It's just, the most thing you really want is water after a while. You know what I'm saying? You be more thirsty than hungry. All right?
Verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord.
All right. So this is another feast day. All right, so there's 3 feast days within a year. All right, anybody know what the 3 feast days are? There's 3 feast days during the year. I messed y'all up by saying it like that. Feast days, there's 3 feast days during the year. Ash.
It's the Feast of Tabernacles.
That's 1.
Feast of First Fruits.
That's 2.
And Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Give the sister a hand. All right. Those are the 3 feast days of the Lord. All right. He has 3 feast days, actual feast days. What makes it a feast day? Why is it different than the other days that he tells us to celebrate? What's the difference? Hey, Salak. What's the other days? What's the difference between those days? Anybody know? Because you think that all of them are feast days, right?
Yes.
So we just proved that they all are not feast days. Right. So what makes a feast day? Why is he making these days different than the other days? Same sister, she got her hand up. Let's see if she got. Yeah. You don't know?
It's because one of them is high holy days and the other one is Sabbath days.
All of them are Sabbath days. Every last one of them are Sabbath days. All right. But what makes these different than the other days? What makes the day of atonement? I mean, that's right. What makes what makes the first fruits different than the Day of Atonement? It's kind of hard. You got to probably be a little seasoned to get it. If not, anybody else in the office know? Go ahead, bro.
It's a holy convocation.
All of them are holy convocations. Go ahead, bro.
It's a memorial.
They preach that. Go ahead.
Is it because the Lord declared it feast days? Because he said hold them as feast days?
No. It's literally right here. All right. Go ahead, sister.
So, certain days are memorial days, and the other days are days that the Lord.
When I find an answer, y'all can be like,
Yeah. So no.
anybody? Nah, that's enough. Go.
He said yes.
You don't serve our work on feast days.
All of you can't do nothing to talk about that.
Oh,
So what makes it different?
I'm anxious to know that. Please.
Nobody know. For time's sake, I'll give it to you. All right. The ones that the Lord calls his feast days, they have literal days. Like the three feasts that the sister just named, they're from 1 day to 7 days. You do what I'm saying? And the other days are what? 1 day.
I remember that.
They are 1 day. Day of Atonement is just 1 day.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do what I'm saying? Blowing the trumpets is just 1 day. But all of the ones that he called feast days, they are actual. You got a holy convocation in the first day, holy convocation in the last day. But there's an opening and closing, and there's days in between. So they're the only days that has opening and closings to it. You have a beginning and an end to it. All the other ones are just 1 day. All right, that's the difference between those feast days. That's what the Lord called his feast. He literally calls those his feast days. All right. But of course, we call them all feast days. You know what I'm saying? That's just our slang that we do. But in reality, he only has 3 feast days. Go ahead, sister.
So it's feast days, and what was the other one?
High holy days. All right. That's what we call them, high holy days. All right. Holy convocations. All right, go. Keep reading.
Verse 35. On the first day shall be in holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein.
All right, that's the first day. Should be a holy convocation. No servile work being done. All right. So after that first day, well, the second day you can do work. Third day you can do work. Fourth day you can do work. Fifth day you can do work. You see what I'm saying? But the last day you can't do work. That's another holy convocation. You just no work. If it's a holy convocation, it means no work. So that goes for all of the high holy days. You cannot work on those days. All right, keep it.
Verse 36. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
All right, keep it.
Verse 37. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day. Verse 38. Beside the Sabbaths of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Lord.
So this is a separate day outside of those days. All right? And the Lord, he keep it. Got it.
Verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 17th of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
Mm-hmm. So it said the first day should be a Sabbath, and the 8th day should be a Sabbath. Right? Every time it's a holy convocation, all Sabbaths are holy convocations. All right. Every time you see holy convocation and Sabbath, they're synonymous. They're together. All right. So like,
verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. Verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Verse 42. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths. Verse 43. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Verse 40.
And that's the reason why we have to do that's the reason why we do the Feast of Tabernacle, is to signify when we came out of Egypt. Go ahead, sister.
When they said dwell in booths, what are the booths?
The booths are, they're like, all right, so when we tents, that's what basically what they are. All right, they just tents. Well, we had to, we was coming out of Egypt, we had to, make us shelter in the wilderness. So we would make shelter, we would make like teepees and stuff like that. But we would stay stay in and live in while we was in the wilderness. And then when we leave, we'll just leave from one spot. Remember, they would go and dwell in different spots. So everywhere we go, we have to make those again. You know what I'm saying? We just keep on making them all the way until we got to Israel. Keep reading.
Verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feasts of the Lord.
All right, so these are the feasts of the Lord that the Most High declared unto the children of Israel. It ain't no Christmas in here, ain't no Easter in here, ain't no, with all these holidays, today a holiday for the most. Ain't no Memorial Day in there, or none of these other. Go to Exodus 23 real quick. Exodus 23. We're just going to expound on the feast for you, just to give you a better understanding of the feast. 23 and 14.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 14. Oh, Akim and got it. 3 times, three times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year.
All right, so now this is the Lord breaking down those 3 times. I remember I was just talking about 3 times you're going to keep a feast in the year. Well, these are, like the sister named, the feast of unleavened bread, the feast of first fruits, and the feast of tabernacles. All right, those are the 3 feast days that the Lord said for us to keep within the year. All right, read it one more time.
Verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Verse 15. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
All right, so this is the Most High. Everybody has to keep this high holy day. This feast day. All right, the feast of unleavened bread is just a reminder of when we came out of Egypt, which was the very first month for us, the month of Abib. All right.
Verse 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labor which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field.
All right, so the feast of first fruits is when, and this for anybody who plants. If y'all like to plant things, this is the time to plant your stuff. Right when the beginning of the feast of first fruits, that is the ideal time to start planting your stuff. All right, and then the Lord, you're going to see a lot of good increase when you start. If you can just remember to do that every year, to plant your stuff around the time of the Passover, feast of first fruits. All right, that's when around the time of the Passover, start to plant your stuff. Get your stuff together and plant your stuff, and you're going to see increase. All right. Read the part one.
Verse 16. In the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast.
So that's where you sown in the field. That means that's where you start to plant.
And the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field.
That's when we have all of our high holy days, in the spring and in the fall. All right. When you start to plant, and when you start to gather. All right, that's it. That's why Christ used that so much too, because people could relate to that. People could relate to us, planting and gathering. Christ will always use that in his parables. His and damn near all his parables is talking about something about us planting and gathering. All right, or have something to do with it. All right.
Verse 17. 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before the Lord God. Verse 18.
That's cool. We can interrupt it. I was just trying to give y'all expound on the 3 feast days that the Lord has. And like I said, this is the end of one of those feast days right now. We're ending that today. Give the Lord a hand. And just always remember, like I said, if I can explain it in layman's terms, it would be to give your best to the Most High. That's what it's all about. just remember that. Ask yourself, am I giving my best to the Most High, or can I do more? If you can do more, do it. All right? You know, because all of us know each other. We know, you know yourself. You know if you could be doing more. You know if you are doing, the best that you can do. All right? You know, but really there is no best that you can do. You can always do more. Have yourself open to grow. All right? Don't be closed to the point where you think that you know everything, because you're not growing then. All right? Gentleman Hammond said one time, he's like, if you're not growing, you're dead. All right? So always have room to grow. Have room for correction. Have room to be better. All right? And that's, what the Lord requires from us, and not to be stagnated and, and laziness and not doing what he wants us to do. All right? Anybody got any questions about anything? All right? If not, Amachi. Walk with Yahweh with Don, please turn and face the east. And we're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
Abraham.
Shabbat Shemayim.
The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us of our debt. Forgive our debts. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, ever. So be. Son, it's a turn. In Israel, we're going to get one courtesy salute. Amam Shabbat, Amachi, Barak.
Yahweh Shabbat Barak.
Son, please turn. We're going to face the sisters and get the sisters one courtesy salute. Amam Shabbat, Amachi, Barak.
Yahweh Shabbat Barak.
Yahweh Son, dismiss. Turn that TV on for Black Rose.
Your friend is one of those. I don't know what mine is.